People are really in his comment section saying, oh my god, I believe him. He didn't stutter once. This guy makes videos for a living. He's been on camera for 8 years. He has 19 PR teams.
She literally confirms that he abused her. James said, shit, I'm sorry, Kayla. So James starts this whole video off by admitting he knew about the abuse before housing Evan. And in his video, he claims, oh, I knew about the abuse, but I just thought it was a messy breakup. She said abuse in her text message.
James Charles, you are manipulative, calculated, and desperate. Fortunately, this isn't your first scandal. You let this girl celebrate for about 2 hours. Then you ran to this app with a pre-recorded video that your PR team, lawyers, and writers had recorded, and you waited for the outcome. Be Better was able to predict what you said in your apology word for word. Just shows how calculated, gaslighty, and manipulative you are. You're 26 years old, being behind a defense attorney and doing all this is not it, James.
James Charles is now shutting down the Evan Johnson allegations amid online backlash and amid losing 1 million followers on his social media platforms, and he's supposedly filing a lawsuit now. After about a week of remaining silent, James Charles has officially responded to the viral claims that he was romantically involved with content creator Evan Johnson. The same Evan who is facing trial for allegedly assaulting his ex-girlfriend Kayla Malik. The drama exploded in early May with the hashtag James Charles unfollow trending, and for those completely unaware about why people were mass unfollowing James Charles, well, the controversy kicked off after people online and mutuals close to Kayla Malik claimed James maintained a close bond with Evan, despite knowing about the domestic violence allegations.
That James Charles is sleeping with Evan Johnson, the one that broke Kayla Malik's jaw.
The internet's reaction was instant, as many people have seen James collaborating with Kayla Malik in the past, and they seem to be pretty close with each other on top of that. Within days, James reportedly lost over 700,000 followers on TikTok alone, as everyone online accused him of ignoring allegations and failing to take accountability, especially since people believe this seems to be a recurring pattern for James Charles. Fueling the fire was not only a viral video by Michaela Testa calling out James for supporting Evan, but also statements from Zack, who claims to be Evan's former best friend. He'd suggested that James and Evan had more than just a casual friendship, and he even alleges that they had a romantic and sexual relationship shortly after Evan's breakup with Kayla. Zack did this full hour-long interview with Be Better on YouTube, and he went further, claiming that after he began posting videos exposing James and Evan's alleged connection, that James privately messaged him asking him to take the videos down. In response, James didn't hold back. He's now calling the entire interview complete bullshit, stating that there's no proof, no evidence of any of the ridiculous claims Zack is making because they didn't happen. Now, I just want to mention, prior to his newly released video, which we'll be getting into more in a bit, James posted on his TikTok story on May 6th, writing, "I do not support Evan Johnson." He also added, "I am hoping and praying Kayla gets justice tomorrow, as her hearing was the next day. As I promised her privately, I will not be responding publicly to anything until after the hearing is over." On May 7th, the very next day, Kayla Malik posted on TikTok that she had won her case against Evan.
And just like that, justice was served. Justice was served. I'm like really happy right now. I'm gonna probably start sobbing, but I'll tell you all the details. But I won. Fucker's in jail right now. Fucker got arrested in front of me. I was the last face he fucking saw. I feel like I'm gonna cry. I've never shaken so much in my life.
But on May 7th, that very same day, James took to TikTok with a blunt denial in a 10-minute video. He addressed the abuse allegations directly, saying that he doesn't support Evan and that he doesn't support violence against women. And he's also admitting to a quote-unquote brief friendship with Evan, but insisted there was no romantic or sexual relationship between them.
I do not support Evan Johnson in any way, shape, or form, and let me make that fucking clear. I don't support him, I don't support violence against women, and I sure as hell do not support the disgusting, deplorable, violent, heinous acts that he committed against Kayla Malik behind closed doors. I really hope and pray that when this goes to court this week, Kayla gets justice for what that man put her through. At the same time, the videos that I'm currently seeing all over my For You page are disturbing to me. This is not TikTok tea and drama for everyone else's entertainment. This is real people dealing with some really serious shit. The conversation has completely shifted focus away from Kayla Malik and how she was brave enough to speak out about what she went through to how James Charles involved, the downfall, By Sister 2.0, where's the apology video? It's distract from the actual issue at hand, which is domestic violence. I have not spoken out about this for a couple of different reasons. The main one being, this is going to court this week. Anything I or anybody else says online can and probably will be used by either Evan's defense attorney or the judge to affect the outcome of its ruling. And I didn't want to put Kayla at any risk for that. I hate that I'm getting online and filming this video right now, but I truthfully have no other choice because I've also spent the last several weeks trying to get in contact with the only person involved in this that actually matters and needs to hear the truth, and that's Kayla Malik. And she has been unwilling to have a conversation with me. And frankly, I don't blame her. After I watched the laughable interview between Be Better and Zack Sellers, I wouldn't want to have a conversation with me either if I was being fed complete bullshit lies and misinformation from the person whose only source of information is the same man that lied to and abused me for 9 months straight.
James also made it clear that he's considering legal action over what he called misinformation and defamation. Now, what's wild about all this is that just an hour before James dropped his response video on TikTok, Be Better, the content creator who did the interview with Zack Sellers, uploaded a video predicting exactly how James would handle this situation, including how he believes James would try to shift the narrative in his favor. And I thought the things that he said in this video were super interesting, and a lot of people in the comments are now going to that video being like, you were right about how you thought James was going to handle this situation, because he did just that.
I believe that James will completely deny having any prior knowledge of the abuse.
I could have never imagined what she was actually going through behind the scenes.
And he will also flat out deny that the relationship with Evan Johnson was ever sexual.
Evan Johnson and I did not, in any way, shape, or form, have a physically sexual relationship. We did not have sex while he was here.
Next, I think that James will actually emphasize that Evan was suicidal and that James was simply just trying to help as a friend.
He was very suicidal and depressed.
I think that he will draw parallels to his own experience being canceled, where his mind went to a very dark place, and that he was simply trying to assist a friend through a life experience that he had also shared.
When I was in a similar situation, all I cared about was anybody treating me like a human being and hearing me out and being there for him, so that's what I tried to provide.
I also believe that he's going to portray his extended silence as a selfless act that he did to simply protect Kayla and avoid giving Evan Johnson's legal team any ammunition to use against her.
I have not spoken out about this for a couple of different reasons. Anything I or anybody else says online can and probably will be used by either Evan's defense attorney or the judge to affect the outcome of its ruling. And I didn't want to put Kayla at any risk for that.
We know for a fact Evan Johnson was at his house. Whether or not he's able to convince people that nothing happened and they simply baked cookies and went to church together,
all we did was sit on the couch, order food, watch movies.
Finally, I believe at the end, he's either going to threaten or announce some type of legal action.
I am suing Zack Sellers.
So when you eventually do watch his response video, please view it with a critical eye and understand that you are viewing a meticulously crafted effort to alter public perception that was likely designed by a team of lawyers and public relations professionals who literally do reputation management for a living.
The public's response comes at a time of heavy backlash as James tries to clear his name and double down on his stance against abuse and misinformation. But one thing's for sure, given James Charles's past and in all the controversies we'd seen him go through, some are calling out his timing and accusing him of using manipulative tactics to save face, especially since he only spoke out after Evan was sentenced to jail. Evan can't say anything now. Evan can't speak out because, well, he's in jail.
Hey James, so I'm on here because I'm responding to your video because you're gonna sue me and I can't wait to receive those papers and take this to court because everything I have spoken about is the absolute truth. Kinda crazy that you've been blowing the hell out of Kayla's phone up and she's not responding to because she knows what you are and she knows the character that you are and she knows it's the absolute truth. And then you wanna bring up Kayla's messages, my messages, but where are your and Evan's messages off Instagram? Oh wait, it was vanish mode. But just because it was vanish mode does not mean that we can't get a hold of those messages, because when this goes to court, we will be able to get all of your Instagram messages. And I'm scared for whenever they get over to your Instagram and see all of your Instagram messages and all of your vanish mode, because you don't want no one to take screenshots because who you think you are and who you are. But I'm scared that there's going to be all these little kids that are going to have to come forward because of all your past allegations. They're going to also look at character. They're going to look at my character from the past and they're going to look at your character from the past. And your character from the past is absolutely sick. You literally have videos of you admitting everything, which is absolutely sick. You are a sick, human being. I cannot wait to take this to court. You will be canceled and you do not deserve a platform.
But what do you guys think about all of this? I definitely want to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments down below. I love you guys so much, and as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.